Well, I think today is a day I just want to sit with you and have a very informal conversation about Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is a place that I call home now with my husband, Paulo, and we have been here 14 years. 14 years, and we moved here actually from Italy. So for me, it's California originally to Italy, and then Italy to Salt Lake City. There have definitely been some changes the last 14 years. That is for sure. Traffic, a lot more people clearly, a lot of building. Every corner seems to have some building coming up on it in Salt Lake City proper. Definitely on the east side. I think we don't have any more spots to build on, quite frankly. But Salt Lake City is the place that we call home. And some of you might be in other kind of parts of the world thinking about Salt Lake City, thinking about the great outdoors, thinking about the great skiing we have. You know, I had a friend of mine who actually lived in Indiana when we moved here, and he would take 2 weeks vacation to come out to Salt Lake City, up to the mountains, Big Cottonwood, Little Cottonwood Canyon, Park City Mountain, to ski every year. And when we moved out here, I called him and I said, dude, what are you doing? Why don't you just move to a place where you love to vacation? And he did. And his lifestyle is fantastic. So sometimes on his lunch break, you know, he's a business owner, he'll go up or he'll take a half a day off and go ski. Like, he skis so often now in the winter, where in the past, you know, it would just be like, oh, whenever I can get out there for a vacation. So I think that's kind of cool for those of you outdoor enthusiasts. But hey, let me introduce myself. I am Beth Manning. I am the owner and creator of this channel, Selling Salt Lake City. I'm a 14-year resident of Salt Lake. I'm an international traveler. I have a home in Italy. And I am here to talk to you about all things real estate in Salt Lake City and or Italy. That is my job. I help you. I get calls and emails every day from people like you that want more information about Salt Lake City. Quality of life, school systems, home prices. That's what I do. I am your girl. If that interests you, I'd love for you just to click subscribe, and hopefully we can get some content that helps you make some decisions if this is the place for you or not. Always comment. Let me know what you want to see. Reach out to me. Send me a DM. Send me an email, beth@bethmanningrealestate.com, and let me know how I can serve you. So anywho, so I am here in my backyard. I live in the area called Sugar House, and we're on the eastern part of the Sugar House, up near 2300 East. We will not get into the coordinates yet in this video. Some of you love them, some of you hate them. But I think they're easy to maneuver, a little side note. But yeah, so I work out here in my backyard. My husband and I have a cute little bungalow here in the east part of Sugar House. This is my favorite place to work. We actually build a Trex deck here, and this is sometimes where I bring my laptop. I get to sit next to my chickens and create content, help people, plan my next trips to Italy, and just enjoy life. So a couple of things I wanted to talk about is, number one, I wanted to talk about my two favorite things about moving here and what I appreciate in these last 14 years being a Utah resident. And then the second thing I want to talk about are a couple things I can't stand. Absolutely can't stand, annoys the heck out of me living here. So let's go ahead and talk about those likes. One of the things I have learned to love is the Four Seasons. Not the hotel, the Four Seasons, winter, spring, summer, and fall. I'm originally from California. I was there the first 30 years of my life before I moved to Italy. But we didn't have many seasons, so we probably had 2. So one of the things I really have learned to enjoy is that period where it's the rebirth, it's the heat, spring, right? Everything's coming up. We're all waking up from the winter. There is a nice little rhythm to that. It is almost a moment to reflect at the beginning of every season for me. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a middle-aged gal now, but I really, really like that period. I love bundling up in the winters. I love the spring and what it brings. And I love everything about falls are freaking gorgeous here. We're right next to the Wasatch Mountains here, and you see the colors change and some of the canyons, and you're gonna want to take drives up the canyons during the color change. The yellows, the oranges, the reds. It's so pretty. So seasons, I would say number one is my big love. And the second that I love is that I'm so close to the mountains. So again, I'm on the east side of town, east of the 15 and the Wasatch are literally 20 minutes up a canyon. I could get up Mill Creek Canyon to to some kind of trailhead in 20 minutes. I love that. Now I do that every day? Absolutely not. Should I be doing that more? Yes. But those are two of the things that I love. And actually the third thing I'll throw in a bonus is I love my little house. My little house is so cute. It's a little bungalow. It's only 2,100 square feet. My husband and I, we decided to downsize. About 4 or 5 years ago, we sold our house and moved here. And we want to be able to lock and leave. L squared, lock and leave it, so we can go travel and do things that we love as well. So I want to actually talk about a couple of the things that just annoy the heck out of me here, that I just can't stand. And the first one is traffic. Now, mind you, we are not as bad as some of you that are viewing from California, Southern California. Some of you are spending 3 hours in the car. That's not what happens here. But since the last 14 years that we've been here, there's been such an increase of population here in Salt Lake City, such an increase. Our governor years ago gave billions of dollars in revenue credits to companies. So everyone's been moving here. Of course, when you're in a highly desirable area, people want to move here, and the outdoors is the biggest call that we get. People want to come closer to the outdoors, or people want to come here, lower taxes, a different style of living, very family focused community. And so, yeah, traffic's really been a pain in the butt. So for those of you that don't work in a traditional office, I would say that telecommuting and working around traditional commuting hours are your friend. The second thing is the politics here. So here's the thing. If you're Democrat, if you're Republican, Utah is a very Republican state. In Salt Lake City proper, I believe there's a majority of Democrats over Republicans. And the one thing that I don't like is the things that we vote for. Maybe this is everywhere, quite frankly, in the US, but the things that we vote for are often overturned. And that chaps my hide. There are a certain number of things, most specifically in the last few years, that there's a very strong influence of very tight conservatism and from the church. And so that's one thing that really chaps my hide. The third thing that I'll leave you with is my little bonus is the air quality. And again, I think this wraps into number 2, the politics, because the people are voting to not do things, to not develop, to think about our air quality in a different way. And the politicians just aren't thinking about that. So air quality here, there's something that's called an inversion layer, and I want you to Google that. But basically, the pollutants gets trapped in the valley. And so if you're really sensitive to air quality, or if you have asthma, this really may not be the place for you, most especially in the fall and the winter. It can get bad here. And so that's something to consider. But I think other than those things, I'm good with it. I'm good with the place we live. There's a lot of things to explore if you're thinking about moving to Salt Lake City. I am happy to help you, happy to put you in touch with the right people. We have a Facebook page called Moving to Salt Lake City. Find us, pop in, ask questions. And I think the best thing, if you can pull it off, come here for a month. Rent an Airbnb. Reach out to me. We've got rentals. We've got people that have rentals. And come and spend a month. And come and spend a month in the season that you think you would hate. So if you're like, I don't like the cold, I want you to come in winter. If you don't like the heat, I think it's only 85 today. It's July of 2024. Come in the summer. But the summer is interesting because summers are really great here in Salt Lake City between the music festivals and the movies in the park. And Oh my God, parades and market. I mean, every single little city in the valley, sprinkled through the valley, is having something every weekend. So I want to encourage you to come for an extended period of time if you can. Come a few times before you make the move. Reach out to me if I can be of help or provide you service. And thanks for sitting with me in my backyard today. I wish I had a beverage I could offer you. All right. Well, anyways, this is Beth Manning. I am the realtor here in Salt Lake Valley. Would love to answer questions for you. Please don't think you have to call me when you're ready to buy or sell. Call me before. Let's put a game plan together. Let's talk about pros and cons. And hey, I might not be the realtor for you. I get it, but let's find you someone who can help you. Anywho, I appreciate you coming, and we'll see you next week. And thanks for sitting down for my little casual Salt Lake City chat. Talk to you soon. Ciao, ciao.